Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Rome 1 Remastered with this Macedonian campaign. Most pivotal moment of the last video was of course the fact that the Julii managed to sow seeds of treachery within our ranks, where the governor of Salona was turned over to their side together with the entire army. So we kind of have to scramble right now for not to have the Julii family running rampant right through our empire. We're scrambling forces back, so the king is on his way, he's marching west. Similarly, I'm marching an army from the city-states down in Greece, I'm marching them north, and I'm also planning on bringing back the governor over here, so Basis of Eritrea. It's going to be brought back, and we're going to see about if we can thrash the Romans, send them back, retake Salona. But right now, as it is just after the end turn, there's no more moves to make, so we'll go ahead and end turn and see what the enemy does if the Romans are intending to march forward into our territory. The Romans do indeed continue their advance, and they're closing in on Apollonia, which has a very pitiful garrison. I imagine, since the diplomat is marching with them, that they intend to try and bribe these as well. It might be a high time to recruit an assassin to take that guy out, as it appears that I'm not able to trust my own soldiers. My own people are not to be trusted. Where can I get an assassin? I do believe we have assassins somewhere. Might be up here north, maybe. I'm pretty sure. Yes, here, assassin. And I might already have recruited one. So we have Androcoles of Gythium. He's got 2 points. He's a Jefus, natural born assassin, a killer.
Who shall die this day?
So we'll send him to deal with them. The cavalry is marching before the army.
Move out, my lord!
And moving ahead of the king,
March!
which is moving forward. However, the king is way far away. Similarly, this army is way far away as well, and won't actually be able to get to this town ahead of time. The only thing I can do is recruit an extra unit, and that's about it.
Ships ready!
Also, we'll have to bring this army back. We'll bring all the important troops, and we'll leave.
My lord!
I think that might be enough. Yes, that'll be enough to keep them under control.
Set sail! Ships ready! Attack!
We'll crush
Victory!
the enemy
Ready!
navy.
Yes, sir!
Can I actually get it? No, I can't get it on an island. Build a tower. Kind of stupid as well, because I already see all the things within this area. Could possibly get a tower there. We're gonna travel across along the coast here and actually land somewhere, hopefully. Possibly behind, or actually take Salona behind the Romans. We'll see. As it is, we're not going to be able to get to the town before the Romans. However, the Romans are not carrying any proper siege equipment, so they'll have to wait a turn before they're able to attack, which should give us enough time to at least have this army being able to attack and try and relieve the siege. But yet again, it's time to end turn. In an odd twist of events, the Romans actually asked for ceasefire, and the army of Manius Julius is actually pulling away from the front line. I obviously rejected any talks of peace.
Glorious
And
victory.
oh shit, is that? There's an army on board of that one. Tons of generals, bodyguard, dogs, gladiators. What's the thing about the dogs? The army up here had dogs as well. Are dogs really good against what's it called? Pike
Yes,
formations?
Strategos.
I don't know.
Attack!
Right.
Victory!
I'm
and
not entirely
honor.
sure what this army will
Yes,
land, but I
Strategos.
guess this one
Move
will
out.
try and shadow it as best as possible. Also, it's being shipped on a single ship.
Ready to sail!
So if the enemy is not
Set sail.
careful, I'll be able to
Ships
sink
ready.
them before they land. So we'll keep the army there.
Sir.
Cavalry continues on its way. And the
Orders.
king continues on his way.
Onward!
And we should be able to strike these. I don't know why, in their moment of triumph, they decide to pull back. Seems rather odd. But we'll move forward, and in time, I will crush them. Oh, so Keen Eye might have actually spotted there that I got this. Man of the Hour has proven his worth in battle and could become the noblest of blah blah blah, whatever. This guy became adopted in from being just the commander of this unit after fighting a single unit of rebels. We decided to get him in. Kind of, I guess it more shows our desperation to get any kind of generals in rather than his actual martial skill. But it turns out it is pretty good. He's got a 4-star general. But, you know, proving himself by killing a single unit of rebels seems odd. Anyways, this actually only prepares this army a lot better for whenever these guys decide to land. Hopefully though I'll be able to sink them, because I'm kind of worried about all these generals. Titus Brutus, Crassius Brutus, Cornelius Brutus, Optius Brutus, and the faction heir, Amilius Brutus. We'll sink them all to the bottom of the sea. I was actually kind of hoping that the Brutii would land their force and we would have a battle, but they instead went
Ready.
straight into my fleet. So just below the watching eyes of the statue of Zeus,
Ramming speed!
we will sink them, or try to anyways. Casualties sustained, soldiers remaining. They were able to kill as good as they got,
We are
but they were
victorious!
lost and sent away. My fleet still remains strong. We might even be bold enough to take their capital. Now there's some more ships up here, Julii ships, but not strong enough to take on our
Ready.
fleet.
Ready!
And especially now when I've got some extra heavy ships of my own coming in.
Ready to sail!
So let's
Ready to
actually move
sail.
this one as
Set
far as
sail.
we can out
Ready.
there, and then bring this fleet in, if I can. Okay, I cannot.
Ships
But he will be
ready.
close enough to protect the rest. Then we'll land and we'll take their capital, burn it to a crisp. That will show the
Yes,
Romans. With that, there's no point in having this army lingering. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to sink these before they land,
Orders!
given the situation right now.
Move
So
out.
we'll be marching north,
Yes, Strategos!
and now
Yes,
this army
Naval.
will be combined with the cavalry,
March! Orders!
which is coming in. We also have the
Who shall
assassin
die this day?
coming in,
Moving to position.
and the king,
Onward.
which is moving
out.
rather slowly. And actually pretty good if we could load him up on our ship. His army could use with some extra troops, and some troops merge together as he passes the capital here. Could get some of these phalanx pikemen to join in. I also sent one of my generals up here to build a tower, a watchtower, to keep an eye on what's going on up here. We do have a diplomat up in this region, but I also have this guy. He was looking for the... I was gonna see if I could make contact with the Germans. We'll start off with trade rights.
Most generous
just so we
proposal.
have just so we have the Skinthi or the they made it all the way up here, huh? We're fighting the Germanic tribes. Interesting. I also have a spy that will be moving down and checking on the Romans, see what they're up to. Would be quite interesting to attack Rome itself, although it's quite heavily guarded with strong units, so maybe we're not in there yet of taking Rome, but we're slowly getting there. This would be a good stopping point, just to go in, raid the place before we continue on to try and take out the Greek city-states. Well, I say try, I'm pretty sure we'll succeed. Anyways, it's time to, once again, end turn. We have an alliance proposal, which actually could be favorable, because we are facing the same enemy, the Thracians. They're right beside us. And why not? Why not? They are allies with the Armenians and the Gauls. No problem there. Enemies, the Germania. No problem there either. They're too far away, so yes, we'll agree.
Our thanks.
Interestingly enough, I have one of my diplomats moving around up here, and he actually found, not the Germans, but he actually found Spanish diplomats moving around here. Just trying to discover as much of the map as possible. We also have the spy here. He could actually march down, see if we can find some other Brutii territories that we might ravage. Let's see, the Brutii navy stays out at sea, trying to avoid us. I will divert this one, the stronger ship, to attack them. Okay, so that was not enough. Ours... Oh, so our ship actually starts at 150 crew, while there is a 250, I think? Oh. I mean, my ship won't sink, but we'll lose the battle. I guess I can detach some of these once we land, to try and go and sink these. Oh, here we have another settlement. Also low population. I would need, it would be nice to actually, oh, here's the Julii. What are they bringing? Ah, the treacherous diplomat.
Ready to sail! Attack!
Would be nice if we could actually, one ship sunk.
Victory!
Unfortunately, I don't think we managed to sink that diplomat. Now we're low on crew on some of the ships, so we should go to port after that.
Ready! Set sail!
And I might just be able to get up into the bastard's rear. We'll join with the cavalry. The light lances, I'll merge the light lances. They're not as important. They'll protect the flank, and then the assassin will continue. I guess the diplomat knew his death was coming, or the assassin was on his way, as he decided to board ship and flee the Greek peninsula. It takes forever for the king to move around. I'm not entirely sure if it was such a good idea to bring those ballista, but that will mean that he could attack and break the wooden walls of a lot of these settlements up here pretty quickly. So that is a nice benefit to it all. One thing that I haven't shown you, which is when I took Rhodos, I actually got
Your
a really good merchant, which is level 7. Thing is though, I haven't found a good place for him to actually set up. I think we're gonna bring him home because we have the best opportunity to make money in some of our hometowns. I think there's one down here. Athens, 150. I believe we had higher chances before. 85. It was 150 in Athens, so that's a lot more than a lot of the other places. So he'll hurry his way there rather than trying to, I don't know, sell elephants down in God knows where this is. We're gonna continue moving through. It looks like the people of Pontus, or the Pontus people, have amassed quite the large empire. They seem to be controlling all of Anatolia and is actually pushing against the Egyptians, which I believe is the current biggest faction in the game. Gonna just send this fleet out, and it's time to end turn, so I can actually strike at these. We have 2 fights in the making. As we got it right now, basis of Eritrea is ready to lay siege to the Brutii capital. I don't know if I need that. That's very... You know what? They do have stone walls, so it might be good. Seems they really like their Velite gladiator. Although they don't nearly have enough of them to withstand our might. At the same time, we've got a fight brewing here against the Romans. The cavalry, the lancers, will move around and actually block the retreat of the town, while the assassin will continue further north. The king is on his way. I've got plenty enough of reinforcements ready to march wherever I need them. New commander moving to Athens, and down here, I guess we'll start here. I was able to send quite a bit of extra ships here to surround the one Roman ship. So hopefully we should be able to sink him in this here fight. So 3 ships against his 1. They were able to sink one of my ships, but they remain.
We are victorious.
He actually got closer
Ships ready.
to the coast. He actually retreated closer
Yes,
to the
Captain.
main navy,
Yes, Captain. Ready.
which was going back to port, and now he's actually blocking it, so he's right in their way. He only lost about 60 men in that
Ready.
fight, though.
Prepare to engage.
He should lose more. Yes, we sunk him, and with that, almost
Yes, sir.
all of the Brutii commanders. Brutii must be devastated by this loss. Faction heir just died at sea, and the faction leader is currently being sieged at the capital. But before we go ahead and rush in and destroy their pitiful town, we'll face the Julii in open battle.
Orders. Prepare for battle.
The Romans have about half our strength at 1500 against 4. The facial expression of this guy is like, what? I'm in command? And actually, similar facial expression on this guy, but a bit more kind of disgust, probably. He is a better commander, our guy, and he has more troops. However, we know that the Romans are strong, and I'm kind of worried what the dogs will do. If that is the deciding factor. They don't actually have as much heavy infantry as you would expect from a Roman army. But enough talk and chit-chat. Let's go ahead and defeat these guys and bring glory to the Macedonian Empire.
The day has dawned! grim and terrible. But how much more terrible to be facing us, the sons of Hercules, Achilles, and Zeus. Even now, fear must weaken the bowels of our foes. Today, the carrion birds feast, but they will feast upon our enemies, not on the brave sons of Greece.
This is what the battlefield looks like. So we're fighting right next to the coast, as we can see. I think you might be able to see the town over there. I'm not sure. It's kind of hazy. Half of the field is covered in forest. There's not much to say. We'll advance the pike line and hope to trap most of the units, but the thing about it is the dogs. What the dogs will achieve on our pike line. Because the other units I don't see being able to destroy us. With that, let's start. Okay, so the Romans deploy here with the dogs in the back. They have heavy infantry, velites, and then light cavalry moving in on the flank. That will be matched by our cavalry. So I'll actually start the fight out by having the cavalry attack. Looks like the Romans are intending to strike us, so I'll just hold formation as it is. There's no point in trying to march forward, get sort of lose cohesion of the pike line, and leave the Romans to find gaps that they can exploit and destroy us. Although I do not want to wish to. Oh, the cavalry to the north has been sent away by the Roman cavalry, which might not have been that much of a surprise. Similar situation on the left, where the Roman cavalry has sent our cavalry packing, and I am now left with no cavalry but my general. However, pike formations are quite strong against cavalry. I will order an advance. I'll order a straightforward advance straight at the Romans. And we'll beat them that way. Although it didn't actually go exactly forward, and we're now kind of opening up positions where the pike units can be flanked. Although they only have one unit of heavy infantry. The rest of it is all auxiliaries. The thing is also the Romans have been running around while my men have held their positions, meaning they are tired. Let's make sure that we destroy this one. These will continue that way, and now these will turn towards here, and to cover these as they turn, I'll send the velites and the general, or our own peltast I should say. This one is at risk of retreating, which it did. Should tell these guys to actually hold formation. The heavy Romans in the center were broken. Oh, dogs. One of the pike formations have been hit by dogs. Not too worried about that though. The general can actually run down the velites. Let's see, what kind of damage are the dogs doing? Once we form pike formation against them, the war dogs can't do a lot to try and get through them. So in that sense, the war dogs are useless. General actually got stuck on the velites. I thought he would break them quite easily. There's a risk of him actually getting attacked from both sides there by the Romans. Other than that, it seemed that I don't know what the Roman strength was, but clearly it faltered as soon as the pikes came into play, and what it kind of looks like is they're leaving the battlefield. I guess then I could say that it was a clear mistake on my part to send in my light lancers first, or if these were Greek lancers. Because now the Romans are able to escape, and I've got nothing to chase them down, so the error that we made there was to send in the cavalry. I guess I was fooled by the perception and the knowledge that Roman cavalry was historically rather bad, and they often relied on foreign troops to bolster the army as cavalry. These guys are very tired, and we should at least be able to run these guys down. But most of the Roman army will actually be able to escape. And now when I look at the stats here, we haven't actually killed that many of them. I have lost about 800 men, compared to the enemy, which at this point lost about 400. So they, even though we are victorious in that we chased the Romans off the field, the Romans have inflicted higher casualties on us than we did on them. Here we have the statistics. We were able to win, but as we can see, the enemy were able to kill about 800 of our men, while we were only able to kill about 500 of theirs. I were able to heal about a little, like 150 of my men though. So it evened it out a little bit. Turns out the war dogs not very good, especially or used in the way they were. I imagine that war dogs coming in from behind a pike unit, although at that point any unit will be very successful in taking down a pike unit when attacking from the back. But with that said, let's go back to the campaign map. And there we can see it, the Romans retreated to Salona, where they join the traitor, which are now gonna be enclosed and killed. I only need 3.
Settlement under siege, yes, strategos. Attack!
And we're waiting for the king to arrive and join the battle lines. The fleet will be repaired, and then we can actually start moving troops across the sea. I do think we'll go ahead and do this battle before we end the video. I want to kill the faction leader of the Brutii. Interesting. The House of Brutii is actually attacking out. So he's got about 400 men against my 2,000. But he decides that he's going to take his chances by attacking us straight ahead. Interesting, to say the least. Oh, he's getting reinforcement, about 200 men. But that still leaves him quite severely outnumbered. With that said, let's go ahead and fight the battle.
The ferrymen will be busy today. The enemy have brought more men to fight.
Right. Interestingly enough, they don't place all the troops right next to the wall ready to march out. They got them all over town. Let's go ahead and start by dropping all the ladders, and then prepare the pike wall for the enemy.
Make haste. Units, double time.
And then I think we should actually prepare to enter the town. So I'm gonna send one Peltast unit over here to open up the wall. Or maybe I should send them to actually capture the walls. Wouldn't that be something? The enemy tries to attack us, and my men will be on the walls, throwing spears down at them. Controlling the wall as well would mean the enemy would have to march through fire. You know what? I'll let their soldiers out of the gate
Our soldiers have reached the walls with ladders.
to fight
The
my
bravest
pike
will
wall.
soon be over the defenses.
But when like half, say, of their troops, looks like the cavalry is coming out on the flank,
Units, run!
we'll create a noob square
Lancers.
General, light lancers!
and we'll
Units!
move the cavalry in a way that, okay, the bigger general unit is coming that way. He's actually going to be able to smash through here possibly. Cavalry will be moved here. What I should actually do is not move as I do. We should have a single unit facing the front instead.
Units! Pike!
Okay, so the Peltasts are actually up on the wall at this point. My noob square is taking shape. The general is tired. And oh, he's actually moving after my general and the light lancers. He is tired though. I will lock him in place with the light lancers from the front and have my general attack him from the back. Let's see where he goes. I kind of want him to actually go onto the pike formation. I don't like the fact that he's coming in from the side though.
Destroy them.
Can you change position in time? Doesn't look like it will happen. The light lancers attack. This one will be able to charge in the back and destroy them. These guys are not
The
trying
gods have
to...
filled the enemy general with
Oh,
fear.
very
Now he
nice.
flees the field like a
And we have
coward.
taken
The gods be
the
praised.
tower.
The enemy general is dead. His men know their doom approaches.
But that's just the reinforcement general and not the main army general. I still would like to take on the enemy out here on the field rather than inside. So I'm not entirely sure where the enemy army is running and where they're trying to actually set up to fight us. As it is, if I move through the gate, I'll have to move quite far to actually get in to the center point, but it looks like this area would be the closest. And I would like to control all the towers along the way, so we're gonna run all the way down here before we start to move troops inside. I should probably capture this tower as well, just as a precaution. As it is, I don't know what the enemy's doing. We'll speed it up a bit and see if they can't figure out what they're doing. They sent a light cavalry unit to try and stop my advance towards the center square. Obviously that didn't work out. And my general alone could probably have taken out that unit. Starting the attack on the center square as we speak. We've got the phalanx pikemen attacking, fighting the Roman general here. Hopefully we're probably going to make short work. There's the faction leader. Oh, it even shows him with a mustache. Well, he's actually got a goatee. The formation is doing fine so far. I don't want a mass break, but I'm going to push everyone in at the same time. We're going to push in the cavalry through the back. We're going to sandwich these. So far, Oh, the general's bodyguard has been cut in half. They're down to 46 men. At the same time, my light lancers are able to just push aside the few soldiers they have over there. But we have to strike soon, because I don't think this unit will hold for much longer. It is
The
getting...
Roman leader lies dead on the battlefield.
yes.
Few Greeks will weep to see such a man die.
Now it's... oh, all the cavalry units are dead already. Now it's just to fight their gladiators. Prepare the cavalry. Get the light lancers ready. And we've got a single guy harassing the light lancers over here. It's... I'm not entirely sure what that was. If it was a cavalryman? Probably not. Oh, we have a gladiator harassing the cavalry over here. Not that that matters now. Here we go. Let's smite our enemies. I might be able to kill them and actually push them off the square to the point where they will break, because they're no longer getting that. Ooh, the general actually lost quite a bit of men. I'll pull him out of the fight just to make sure that he doesn't die. But we were quite stuck against a rock and a hard place. The phalanx and the light lancers seem to be so crowded at this point that people are actually flung into the air. We should get the light lancers out of there before we just murder everyone. Oh, there goes the last guy, I think. Oh no, there's one guy over here. That's the last
This
of
is
the
a
Brutii.
glorious achievement. Your victory is total. Crushing would be a better word.
Yeah, we definitely crushed some people there at the end, given how tightly packed the formation were. It's strange, really, how they count heroic and clear victories. I don't know if I'd count this as a heroic victory. Really, it's the Roman general that killed the most of our men, which is no surprise. Maybe it is a surprise, given that he rode straight into a phalanx formation. On our side, it goes to the phalanx pikemen, probably the lead phalanx pikemen, as it sustained quite a lot of casualties. But here we have it. The Brutii, their faction capital, is in our hands. Victory and honor. I can exterminate them, which will net me tons of dinars, but I think it would be more humiliating to enslave them. With this victory, the Gauls want an alliance, trade right, and map information, or they're offering map information. Any enemy of Rome is a friend of mine, so we'll agree. Faction destroy. The House of Brutii has been destroyed, given that the faction leader died in this last battle, and the faction heir and all those generals sank at sea, means that the faction is destroyed. We do have quite the force of Romans coming down from the north. Flavius the Handsome and Lupius Scipio. Not entirely sure I'm too happy about that. This town falls to rebels, and the south of Italy is thrown into disarray. I could march on Capua as well if I wanted, but I'm more interested in taking out the Greek city-states down here. So there is where we're going next. For that we need our fleet. So the fleet will come, lay here. I will, however, before moving on, go ahead and... ooh, we can build Macedonian cavalry here. And I can also build really heavy ships out of this port, which could be very useful. But I think before we leave here, we should actually burn as many buildings as possible, just so that the Romans can't take it back, can't use it once we're done with it. They can't really use it for anything good. But I think, given the time, it's time to end the episode right here. So we did very well this episode. We were able to destroy the Brutii, which will surely go down in the history books, and we gained a lot of cash and tons of slaves from that. So it's going quite well for us, I'd say. But with that, it's time to end the episode. So, I'll say as I always say, hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!